para recebermos as equipes que vão se enfrentar neste grande jogo da Basketball Champions League América. E nós vamos apresentar então as duas equipes, começando com os atletas da equipe visitante do Hebraica Macabi do Uruguai. Número 3, Goiaputi. Número 4, Roquinha. Número 5, Recuerda. Número 9, Felipe Javier. Número 10, Praia Garcia. Número 11, Franca Rafael. Número 21, Luciano Parodi. Número 22, Wanda William. Número 28, Altari Viatri. Número 30, Alessio Vini.
Good evening and welcome into Ginásio Pedro Caum in Franca, Brazil for Game 2 of this quarterfinal matchup between Group D winner Ceci Franca of Brazil and Group C runner-up Hebraica Macabi of Uruguay. Alongside Andrew Hunt, I'm Craig Theta, and we're so glad you can be here wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world, in the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL America's YouTube channel. Well, Andrew, a Herculean task awaits Hebraica Macabi tonight if they're going to survive to see a Game 3. Franca won Game 1 on Wednesday in Montevideo at 96-67, dominating nearly every statistical category along the way. Hebraica will have to play darn near a perfect game, both offensively and defensively, if they have any hope to win, reminiscent of Villanova-Georgetown in 1982.
Yeah, these are tough games, Craig, for sure. Hebraica Macabi is going to put up a good effort, I expect. But it is tough for me to see, just being honest, them defeating Franca here this evening. I'm rooting for a good game, though, and I'd be perfectly happy to eat my words.
Hebraica has some weapons, with Franklin Hassel, Jordan Williams, and Ernesto Ogilvy all averaging in the mid-teens scoring, but their bench was outscored 43-19 on Wednesday. No doubt Leonardo Silverstein will be relying heavily on his big three, plus Luciano Parodi at 11.3 points and 6.1 assists per game. Parodi's 6.1 assists are good for second best in the tournament.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie, and you said it earlier, Craig. Hebraica will need to play mistake-free basketball and hope Franca has some missteps in order to get this win. That means, my 10 turnovers or less is probably going to be in play, but also not only do they need to do everything perfectly offensively, they're going to need to slow down Franca, scoring one of the highest in the tournament right now.
Franca, meanwhile, is Franca. They keep steamrolling teams as they look to win their second straight BCL Americas title. They are led, of course, by the likely tournament MVP, Lucas Diaz, who leads the tournament in scoring with 21.4 points per game and in efficiency at 23.4 per game. Factor in 5 other players scoring in double figures each game, and Franca on paper and on hardwood looks to be a strong favorite, not only to advance to the Final Four, but to win the whole thing again this year.
I agree. Looking around at the other teams still left standing, there's only a couple that I think could compete, and we had this question yesterday of, you see these teams and you think, okay, maybe that team could line up against Franca, but also potentially they look better because they're, against a team more their level. But for me, I look at Halcones and Flamengo, both in the top part of this bracket, as potentially one of the two teams likely to play Franca in the championship. They still have to get through the winner of Kimsa and Esteli, but I think Franca should be able to handle either of those teams and get to the championship.
And it's interesting that you mentioned Halcones as a possible threat to Franca, because Halcones now has to win 2 straight on their home floor after dropping the opener to Nacional in Montevideo.
Right. I like them. I think that Flamengo is my favorite in that part of the bracket, but Halcones was another team that I thought was good that may not make it. Those are just the 3 teams that I've said the kind of the eye test: Franca, Flamengo, and then Halcones in that order. So again, be happy to eat my words if Nacional can make some noise and get somewhere where I don't think they should, not that I don't think they should be, but somewhere I wouldn't expect them to be. That's a better way to put that.
Here we got to look at the starting lineup for Hebraica Macabi. Juan Ducasse, Franklin Hassel, Luciano Perotti, Jordan Williams, and Ernesto Ogilvy. A change from game one, Juan Ducasse starting. Previously, Leonardo Zilberstein had gone with Santiago Calimares, so a little bit bigger of a lineup for Hebraica Macabi in game two. Andrew, what do you think about that strategy?
Yeah, I mean, this is the time to shake things up, and you know, one of the things we talked about in a game yesterday where a team was facing elimination that applies here for sure is something that I feel I can control better is my defense and securing defensive rebounds to prevent offensive possessions for the other team, in this case Franca. So a bigger guy can potentially help me wrangle in some of those rebounds and play a little bit better interior defense against Santos and Diaz on Franca, as you see there.
And we get a look at the starting lineup for Franca. Same starting five that Elenio Garcia has used throughout this tournament. Marcio Santos averaging 12 points per game. Santiago Scala at 9 points per game. Jonathan Dos Santos at 6 points per game. Lucas Diaz, 21.4 points per game to lead the tournament. 8.4 rebounds, which is good for sixth. Previously, he was in the top five. He was over 9 rebounds per game. And then the American Charles Hinkle at 12 points and 4.2 rebounds per game. As we said, Franca leading the tournament in scoring, 97 points per game. First in rebounding, 43.7 per game. They have dropped to second in assists at 20.4 per game. Should mention that our officials for this contest, Leonardo Salazar of Argentina, Krishna Dominguez of Mexico, and Franco Ronconi of Argentina. Where does Hebraica Macabi rank in scoring, you ask? 10th, 75.8 points per game. So let's see if Hebraica Macabi is equal to the task here in Ginásio Pedro Calm in Franca. We are just moments away from tip-off. Once again, he's Andrew Hunt. My name is Craig Feda.
I don't know this.
I don't think that's one of the Franca starters. Yeah, he may have a problem with Juan Ducasse in the low post there. He's got the David Jackson jersey on. Maybe David Jackson accidentally got put in the dryer with the laundry, and that is him.
Yeah, not as broad as shoulders as I thought I remembered.
No. Ball is in the air, and we are underway. Game two between Franca and Hebraica Macabi. Game three, if necessary, would be right back here tomorrow, 6:40 p.m. local time, 4:40 p.m. Eastern time. If Hebraica Macabi does not beat Franca, as Franklin Hassel goes to the hole and gets the bucket and the foul against Lucas Diaz. If Hebraica does not win, there would only be one game tomorrow. That will be game two between Halcones de Salapa and Nacional. Nacional leads that series, one exciting game to none. The next two games, if necessary, in Salapa.
Which,
as
the
Franklin
fact that that
Hassel
game was...
gives Hebraica
Yeah, the fact
Macabi
that
an early 3-0 lead, Andrew.
Right, the fact that Halcones and Nacional game was so close, and that both the remaining games would be on the home floor of Halcones, that's why I still think they may have a shot better than some of the other teams we've seen that lose the first game there. They're the ones that I would pick. If I had to pick somebody to come back from 1-0, it would be them. It's still a tall task, but right.
And Jordan Williams loses a contact lens. And the fans getting a little restless. Are they going to give Jordan Williams a chance to get that thing cleaned off? No. So they're going to substitute for Jordan Williams while he gets that contact lens cleaned out and put back in. Brian Garcia on the floor now for Hebraica Macabi. Scala, left side to Diaz. He drives, puts it up over to Ducasse. No. Dos Santos the rebound. No, that was Hinkle. Missed the putback. It goes out of bounds off of Ducasse. It'll stay with Franca. Boy, if Hebraica Macabi can maybe get Lucas Diaz into some early foul trouble, go at him again a couple more times, get him out of the game. I mean, granted, they've got so many more weapons. Wesley Ferrara, 14 points per game. David Jackson, 10. Eisler Diant, 10. Speaking of Lucas Diaz.
That's a pretty move.
They can hurt you so many other ways. Ducasse now for three. That's good!
Yeah, this is what I said.
By 4. Oh my goodness. Lucas Diaz says, no problem, fellas.
Yeah, Hebraica brings the energy.
Macabi hear it.
Both Hassel and Ogilvy are guys, big guys that really run the floor well. And so I didn't expect them to just lay down here. But yeah, Franca is not off to a bad start.
Santos has not been good. And this is
not
how
a bad
Franca
start at all.
The other night. So Franca has the lead, 8-6. At the 8-minute mark of the first quarter, let's see if they relinquish the lead the rest of this game.
And this goes back to why Franca and Flamengo, we're seeing from Franca right now the same thing Flamengo did, is they had a great night, game 1, and game 2, at least right now, it's still early, only 2 minutes in, but they've picked up right where they left off, and that's, with travel in between, to me, that's a pretty tough thing to do, even if you're the favorite or in the lead, and we'll see if they can keep that up.
Ducasse into Hassel. Now Parodi, started by Balbi. I beg your pardon, Scala.
Yeah, I was like, Balbi,
right? Not Flamengo, yeah.
I was like, I like that guy. Wrong, that's not him.
Yeah. Now the lob from Scala, not Balbi, Diaz. Diaz out to Santos. And the three-pointer from the corner. My goodness, they're so patient. Everything they do looks so effortless when they're clicking. Dos Santos, his first 3 of the game. And it's now a 5-point lead for Franca.
I try to let people know I really like statistics and what the story they kind of tell. As you see the miss there from Hassel. When somebody has great statistics like Franca, to me, it's not necessarily that they're that much more talented. Can be. But just the fact that they're that patient and wait for shots, they have better field goal percentage, likely because they get better quality shots. Now, some of that could be attributed to talent, too. I can get better shots if I'm better at playing, but that's a big reason for them that I think their percentage is so high. They have talent, too. Obviously, we've seen that already so far.
Now the second foul on Franklin Hassel. So that could be a problem for Hebraica early. We talked a few moments ago about Hassel perhaps getting Diaz in foul trouble. Now it's the other way around. Parodi, the no-look behind the head pass. Coste, he could not finish. Scala. Diaz gets it back for 3. Just off the right side.
I really thought that one would be in.
I did too.
It's been one of the easier shots he's taken.
I was 1 letter into my splash call.
I thought maybe I caught that. Okay.
Charles Hinkle commits the foul. Now the live stats only have Hassel with 1 foul, and that bears out on the fact that Hebraica only has 1 team foul on the graphic. Ogilvy from the baseline on the left side is up and good. He gets Hebraica back to within 3. And now Ogilvy and Lucas Diaz doing a little bit of a tango. Although we're in Brazil, that wouldn't be the tango. It would be the flamengo.
No,
the tango if we were down in Buenos Aires. Again, right. Actually, I think it's flamenco with a C, not a G.
I see.
I don't know. I'm all about the Macarena. Oh, pass! Luciano Perotti, the spinning one-hand no-look pass.
That was excellent.
When did Facundo Campazzo check into this game? My word.
Now Ogilvy in foul trouble, I believe.
Yeah, that's 2 quick ones on Ernesto Ogilvy.
I'm with them. I would be upset as well.
Yeah, I didn't. Scala from way outside, and that is good.
My reply probably would have been, I didn't foul him yet.
Yeah. But no, you're right. He had his arms in the air, and Diaz tried to go underneath that arm, and then came up with his head into that arm.
Right. Yeah, it was a good move.
Driving from the corner. Feeds Ogilvy underneath. He goes off the glass and in, and Diaz did a nice job avoiding that foul there. So Franca went up 11-6 by 5. Hebraica's hung around, but another 3-pointer by Lucas Diaz. And the lead back to 5.
Did he lift his foot up on that one? I just had this discussion yesterday.
Oh, about the kick ball, yeah.
I think he probably did. Just trying to stir the pot a little bit.
8 points already. Hassel to Williams, nice. Who's back in after losing the contact. And he's got his first 2 points. It's back down to 3. Hebraica hanging around. Oh, a beautiful pass inside to Lucas Diaz. He goes off the glass and in.
Mouse in the house.
Diaz already with 10 points. Already just about halfway to his full game average. His tournament high. In this event, as Franklin Hassel scores with the left hand. His tournament high was against Obras in the group phase. He had 33 points. His low point total, 14. Diaz misses from 3 at that time. Haskell, or rather Hinkle, had the rebound pulled away by Jordan Williams. He and the fans wanted a foul, no call. Now Hassel spinning by Dos Santos, and Ogilvy's there for the tip.
I think that one fell in. Either way, I thought it went in.
Yep, they gave it to Hassel. And the lead back down to 1. And now Hebraica Macabi.
Other than that, over the head pass
pickpocket
for
there by Scala. Nudging to the pole. Santos and the dunk. Boy, a golden opportunity for Hebraica Macabi to take the lead back, and Santiago Scala just complete pickpocket move. Looked like he was going for the intentional foul and instead made the steal.
Yeah, before that possession, like as it was happening, I was about to say, Hebraica is doing pretty well right now. They had the one pass that Perotti did over his head that they missed the layup on that one. And Hassel took what I would say is an ill-advised elbow shot, because we were just talking the last time they played that that's really not something I feel is his strong suit.
Juan Ducaspe gets whistled for the tee because he wouldn't back away from David Jackson. The official got between them, tried to separate them. Ducasse would not disengage, and so he gets teed up.
I'm just happy to see that David Jackson is back to the size that I remember him at. This is good.
They threw some water on him, and he re-expanded.
Like those little things you used to play with in the bathtub, little dinosaurs and stuff. They looked like a big pill,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
oh man, I need to go find those. They're probably not as exciting now as when I was 4, but
I also can't see you fitting into a bathtub now,
that's also correct. Yeah, I really don't.
being that you're about 11'70".
Correct. Yes.
So I wonder if that was offsetting technical fouls because nobody was shooting.
Yeah, I think
Williams
maybe it
gave out
must be.
some
They
stick
were
to himself off the
drawing.
glass and in.
Hebraica is here
Yeah,
to
they
win this
did
game.
They did give Jackson a technical foul as well. So Ducasse and Jackson offsetting tees. Hebraica maintained possession of the ball. Jordan Williams got the inbound pass, took it and drove. And now Hebraica back to within 1 yet again. And we saw this last night. Obras came back so many times, they just ran out of steam. We're seeing that on a much smaller scale in this first quarter. Franca has only gotten the lead up to 5 points on a couple of occasions. And now a whistle away from the ball. But
Yeah,
how many
Hebraica's
times
definitely
can Hebraica come back?
Well, I think they're doing better. They're not letting Franca get as far out away from them as what Obras was last night. So I think Franca's probably, how would I put this? The difference in talent level or how good Franca is versus Hebraica and the matchup last night, I think is more, there's a larger disparity. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with what Hebraica's doing currently. I'm having a good time watching this game.
Yes, hits the back end. He's got 11.
The
Lot of
big
action
thing
in
too
this
is you've
first
got
quarter, and it's only 22-20. We've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. Hassel, right elbow. Back outside to Williams for 3. No. Rebound by Colin Morris. He goes back up and in, and we are tied at 22. Jackson over to Diaz. Spinning, fading, pops out. Now Jordan Williams bringing it up. And Hebraica take the lead. Also wanted to feed Williams, but it wasn't there. Morris, right side to Hassel. Shot clock at 10. Hassel puts it up and in! Hebraica Macabi on top, 24-22.
This is the big thing for Hebraica. 3 of their kind of normal producers are really taking this game over and taking it personal to keep their team in it. Hassel, Ogilvie, and Williams. There he is again.
Casse with a little hesitation gets it to Franklin Hassel. And now Hebraica matches their biggest lead of the game at 4. Hassel's got 11. Another miss by Franca. Franca started out 5 of 7 from 3-point range. Still at 5 of 8, 62.5%. Hebraica just 1 of 4. Now Ducasse. Yeah, that pass. I think that pass got deflected. It was a little too wide, and Ducasse got a hand on it and dribbled it out of bounds. Either that, or it was just straight a little bit too wide. He got a hand on it, and he dribbled it out of bounds.
Yeah, and Hassel gets the ball down low. He's been working out pretty good down there. At this point, I'm kind of like, just go for it, big guy. He's had the
Diaz on
left
the
and
handoff
right-handed
to
hook
Jackson.
going.
20 seconds left. Shot clock at 5. Jackson all the way himself with the right hand. Game clock now down to 10. Valdemaris left side. Here comes the screen. Valdemaris feeds the baseline shot. Was that Ducasse? No, it was Federico Haller. Haller scores as the first quarter comes to an end. And look at this, Andrew Hunt. Hebraica Macabi leading Franca 28-24.
I like it. Yeah, they're doing what I said they need to do to be in the game right now. Let me back this up with some statistics. Three turnovers, maybe a little more. That one from Hassel that we just saw recently, not great. But it looks like they have 11 assists already, so they're really moving the ball. That's what that tells me. And getting good looks at shots. They've taken a lot of inside shots, too. I'm going to go see exactly how many here.
While you do that, Hebraica Macabi outscored Franca 28-24 in that first quarter. By contrast, in the first quarter on Wednesday, Franca outscored Hebraica 24. So a 14-point swing for Hebraica Macabi in the first quarter. As we look at some of the individual numbers on this one, for Franca, Lucas Diaz, 11 points. David Jackson, 2. Jonathan Dos Santos, 3. Marcio Santos, 5. Santiago Scala, 3. Franca still finished the quarter 53% from the floor, 5 of 8 for 62.5% from three-point range. But 4 first-quarter turnovers for Hebraica. Santiago Calimares, 2 points. Juan Ducasse, 3 points, 3 assists. Federico Haller, 2 points. Jordan Williams, 4. Franklin Hassel, 11. Ernesto Ogilvy, 6. Hebraica only 1 of 4 from three-point range, but 12 of 14 from two-point range.
Right, and 9 of 10 in the paint from what I'm looking at here on the shot chart. They only have 3 other makes from 2, so that adds up, right? Yeah, 12 out of 14, and 1 3-pointer made. So they're really dominating inside, and that one miss is the one that I talked about, what was the over-the-head pass on a fast break that the follow-up player missed from Perotti.
And to your point, Hebraica Macabi leads the points in the paint battle 18-6.
If I can go darn near 100% in the paint,
yeah, it's gonna be tough to beat.
I can compete. I don't need to make a lot of threes if I can make everything in the paint, and then because now as a coach I'm going to say, all right, get in the paint then.
So Eisler Guillant commits the foul for Franca, and over the back, it's Paulo Barbosa. So another foul on Franca. That's 2 team fouls in 24 seconds. What a titanic upset this would be in this game, as Hebraica Macabi with a bad turnover there. Their 4th of the game. Lautaro Viatri didn't look it all the way into his hands, as sometimes you'll see an NFL receiver do.
Those are the ones I'm talking about. The pass from Hassel, inside out, that pass, and that strip turnover from Perotti earlier. When I say mistake-free, you're not going to have 0 turnovers. That's impossible. But those were mistakes. If the defense forces you into something, that's one thing. But those were just mistakes here. You can't get ripped one-on-one, and you can't just throw the ball away. Those are things that could come back to haunt Hebraica Macabi here.
Did they call it? No, it was a shot clock violation.
Okay, so they get
Neither
that one
team
back
has
then.
scored yet in the second quarter, yeah. I mean, man, that's right in front of Franca's bench. They need, the bench got to help them there. Hassel banging. A little too hard with the left hand. Yeah, where's Tim Stack yelling red? Jackson on the block right side, gets it outside. And back to Guillaume. Guillaume feeds Santos, and he goes over the right hand, and Franca back to within 2, 28-26. Haller for 3. No good. Haller 0 for 5 from beyond the arc in this tournament. As now Barbosa draws the foul.
Let's see if they get Jackson in the kind of the extended post area here. They kind of like to post him up once in a while. He's, like I said, normally a little bit bigger bodied than whoever's guarding him.
Also a little unusual that we haven't seen Golan Gut yet.
I take that back. If Williams is guarding him, he's not bigger than Williams.
That three-pointer for Marcio Santos rattles in. And now Franca back on top, 29-28. Haskell can't get the rebound in the corner. And he couldn't control himself, so he fouls Eisler Guillant.
Now you've got him and Ogilvy with two. Did we figure out, should Hassel technically have 3 or?
No, that was his second.
Okay. Yeah, when I was talking about Jackson that last possession, they had subbed Williams in. The guy that was in before Williams, I thought he might want to post, but Williams has got him lengthwise, so he's not going down there.
Santos. He's fouled by Brian Garcia. Well, there's no way Marcio Santos should be able to get by Brian Garcia that easily, should he? And have Garcia commit that foul? Garcia should have the quicks all over him.
Yeah.
Third team foul for Hebraica Macabi. 7:35 to play, second quarter. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on as well. Outside to Barbosa, wide open 3. Hassel the rebound. That's the first rebound of the game for Frank Hassel. Now Parodi with a spinning. Tough shot, but there's Hassel for the offensive rebound and the putback, and Hebraica Macabi back on top, 30-29. Hassel now with 13 points to lead all scorers. Diaz on the bench with 11 for Franca. Franca works it around the outside. Jackson for 3. Teams keep trading the lead back and forth, and now timeout called by Hebraica Macabi.
Yeah, Franca's ability to score, you're not gonna, I don't feel like you're gonna be able to build a very good lead on them. You just gotta, if you can keep a 4 or 5 point lead and kind of keep trading back and forth with them, it's probably about the best you can expect. They can score. I didn't want to misspeak earlier, but I believe they are the best scoring team in the tournament. They're either 1 or 2. I'm positive on that.
Franca?
That is correct, Franca.
Yes, Franca leads at 97 points per game.
Preparado, Shea del lado de Juani para tener este primer pase, si no vola en mano con Brian. Brian, si agarrás la base, toma el control de primero el ataque rápido para generar
second,
algo.
and it's
Claro?
not even close.
Seguimos, dale.
At 88.6. As we said early on, Hebraica Macabi 10th at 74.6. So Franca averaging 23 more points per game than Hebraica Macabi. But Hebraica's hanging with them so far.
Right. What you can already see in this game is that the amount of three-point shots that Franca is putting up, right now the difference in the game is Hebraica has an outstanding percentage in the paint and on two-point field goals. So they're going to want to keep that up.
Jordan Williams trapped along the sideline, knocked out of bounds by David Jackson. So Hebraica will retain possession. 18 on the shot clock. Parodi to inbound. Williams gets it back to Parodi. Now Garcia. Back to Williams. Up top to Garcia. Shot clock at 8. Ducasse from 15. Pretty shot from Juan Ducasse. We are tied back up at 32, and Andrew Hunt, Hebraica Macabi, does not want to go away.
Yeah, they're going old school. They're getting inside the line to get up two-pointers. But as I just said, if Franca can do what they normally do from three beats two every time.
And a tough shot by David Jackson, shooting over the closing Juan Ducasse at 6'9". As Ducasse scores there to get Hebraica back to within 1. Franca shooting 8 of 12 from three-point range so far in this game. 67%. Oh, how does Wesley Ferreira miss that one? Jackson doesn't go. And now a three-point lead for Franca. Once again, welcome in wherever you're watching from. In the USA on FanDuel TV. In South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel. He's Andrew Hunt. I'm Craig Feda, and that was Luciano Parodi with a gorgeous bank shot off the window. Jackson trapped now, nearly turns it over. And he pulls up for 3. Oh my goodness. Six-point lead now for Franca. Biggest lead of the game for either team. Ferreira the rebound. And back outside and back inside. Scala. And an offensive foul. Marcio Santos lowers the shoulder. Let's see if this was a little bit of a sales. I mean, there was definitely contact. Yeah, it was good defense. There was definitely contact, but he definitely sold it as well. He kind of kicked those feet out from under him.
Yeah, you gotta sell it.
On Marcio Santos. I know. At least he didn't throw the head back.
What if I don't fall down? How do you know that there was a foul that occurred?
I mean, there probably wasn't enough force generated that he would have gone down. So why sell it? Because you can, when you try to sell it, you may get called for the flop. And not only do you not get the charge call, you get a technical. We'll be working on Diaz.
Wow.
Oh, and it falls in for Franklin Hassel with the shot clock winding down. And he's got 15.
Hassel showed up today.
7 of 9 from the floor. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block already for Franklin Hassel, and he gets a well-earned rest. Can't imagine he's going to be on the bench for terribly much longer, with the second quarter winding down.
Seemed like he didn't really want to go to the bench.
No.
Oh, that's
foul away from the ball. Yep, that'll be 3 on Ernesto Ogilvy. And you can bet Leonardo Zilberstein is going to get him out of the game immediately. And there he
Hassel
goes.
right back. I would put Hassel right back in, which is what they did.
Yeah, but now you risk Hassel getting that 3rd foul.
Yeah, it's if everybody fouls and you lose, it's it's the same thing if everybody's in and you lose. You don't play again.
Garcia hits the 3-pointer, and Hebraica back on top. Diaz open for 3, a little too strong. Garcia the rebound. No, that's Perotti, and he draws the foul. That looked like one of those get arrest fouls.
I think maybe he knows that
Santiago
Santos
Scala
is not back yet.
Okay. So 2nd foul on Santiago Scala.
That replay, you can see Santos is basically just crossing half court.
Yeah. Well, Andrew, we talked about in the pregame that Hebraica Macabi would have to play darn near a perfect game, and with the exception of 3-point shooting, they really have. As Garcia goes to the rack with the right hand.
I've got a little something about 3-point shooting, but I'll say there, to go off of your point, they didn't shoot so well from the 3, and they've gone away from it now, which is smart. If you're not doing so great at something and you keep trying to do it and you don't get any better, now you're just digging a hole. They're doing what they do well and scoring inside.
Hebraica Macabi has taken just 6 3-point shots in this game. However, they're 18 of 24 for 2-point range.
Yeah, so that brings me to my Andrew Hunt basketball theory. Are you ready for this session, Craig?
I'm ready. This is always entertaining.
The 2 versus 3-pointers, right? I looked into this one time. There was actually a study that somebody did at Duke University. These guys did a research thing, and they actually compared it to... Huh?
We've heard of Duke.
What's that? Yes.
We've heard
they compared it. They've compared it to pickup games, where you in pickup games, to those who are uninitiated,
2 and 1.
You usually play twos and 1s, not 2s and 3s. So 2s and 1s, it's even more. It's double the points. But for 2 and 3, the way I always thought about it, if we both take 10 shots, you're shooting 3s, I'm shooting 2s. A good percentage from 2 is 50 or 60%. So if I assume I make 60%, that's 12 points. If you make 40 or 50% from 3, which is a good percentage from 3, at 40, we both have 12 now. At 50, you're beating me by 3 points. And then you multiply that out by, whatever the shot discrepancy is. That's the math behind 3s being better. Hebraica Macabi right now is doing far better than that on their 2-point percentage. So that to me 75%. Is why they're doing well. Right.
And Diaz with the miss from 3. By the way, Franca leading the tournament in 3-point field goal percentage at 39.4. There's your 40%. Hebraica Macabi, 9th at 30.1%. As Garcia scores again, and Hebraica, their biggest lead of the game now, 46-40. Andrew, what's going on?
It's like I said, their shooting percentage inside is keeping in the game. It's who's gonna miss first. There's a missed 3, but remember, Franca can miss more 3s than Hebraica can miss 2s, because when they make one, they get more points. So it's math. When you say it out loud, it seems obvious, but there's a strategy to it there. And here they continue. They keep making points in the paint.
Hook, and now Helinho Garcia wants timeout. Hebraica Macabi is on top by 8.
Yeah, this is, this is maybe the path to them winning.
If I sound so incredulous that Hebraica Macabi is up by 8.
que justifica
But
uma bandeja?
Franca
se nós
averages
estamos
nearly
cantando?
100
Explica.
points per game.
Não
Hebraica
justifica, cara.
Macabi averages in the 70s.
Ei, aqui.
And Franca is, by my own numbers that I just said, they're at 52% from three, 9 for 17. It's just that, like I say, Hebraica Macabi, 19 for 25 from two. They're 76%. And if I recall,
Nós vamos jogar.
now this was at the end of the first quarter. 3 of those shots were outside of the paint that were missed. One was made outside of the paint. That's 4 shots. So now I'm down to 19 out of 21 that, you know, there's only 2 shots that might have been out of the paint since the first quarter. Hopefully that was easy to follow, but they're potentially getting all those points in the paint, or a huge majority of them. And Hassel and Ogilvy are both a pretty big a part of that. Hassel especially.
Well, how about Brian Garcia? He just hit a 3-pointer. He's 2 of 2 from the arc. 3 of 3 overall. He's got 8 points, but Franklin Hassel, the story in this one. 17 points already, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a block. And he has propelled his team to an improbable 48-40 lead over Franca. Diaz to Jackson, inside 2 minutes to play, second quarter now. Jackson drives, now fades away, baseline right side. That's good. Pretty
Jackson
shot
having
by
himself a
David
game
Jackson.
too. He's got at least 10 that I can count in my head.
He's got 15. Lucas Diaz has
right,
been
the
stuck on
pull-up
11.
three he had, too.
Oh, a rebound
Diaz
by
was-
Hassel.
Oh,
And is that foul
Who's
going to
this
be on
foul?
Lucas Diaz? If it is, that'll be Lucas Diaz's second foul. Not sure what the fans are so upset about. Hassel had position after the miss. Didn't look like Hassel was doing anything to engage Diaz. I don't think Diaz was
he
doing
knows.
anything. I think Diaz just committed the foul.
Hassel knows he's having a game, and he don't want to mix up with nobody. He's going to walk away.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not getting me out of this game right now.
Yep. So common
Notable-
foul on Lucas
I don't
Diaz.
believe Diaz played for the first 5 minutes of the quarter.
Oh, there. That's what Hassel. Diaz popped him in the back of the head. And again, great job not reacting by Franklin Hassel.
Right? He kind
Wait,
of
so they did
he walked
give
away
Diaz a
doing kind of an
technical foul.
airplane.
So they did.
I think it's
tee
'cause
up
he-
Diaz.
I think that's what we just watched. The common foul,
Yeah.
that's fine. But then when Hassel kind of flexed, which I don't really, as long as it's not excessive, if you just flex because you go ahead,
Yeah,
you just
didn't
got the
do it.
rebound over these people went up.
Back was-
But then,
Yeah, his back was
Diaz
to
kind of
Diaz.
bumped him. Yeah, he kind of bumped him, and I think that's what I would say the technical was. Plays over, whistles blown, no more contact. You know, just get away from each other.
So Diaz commits the foul and gets the tee, so now he's got 3. Hassel
And
hits both
I
free
will-
throws, and the lead is back to 9.
I will say too, if I'm Hassel and I flex like that, and somebody kind of bumps me in the back, I don't care. But if they want to call the foul on that, then it is foul worthy.
I think it's also possible that they might have gotten Diaz for popping Hassel in the back of the head. But
Okay.
maybe not. Might have just been on the bump on the flex. Now Jackson again.
Is he 4 for 4?
He is
Or did he miss one?
unconscious. David Jackson now 18 points. He's 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. He's pulling a Kaio.
He hasn't missed. Oh wow. I thought I remembered him missing one. I can literally envision all 4 of his threes and 2 of his jumpers from inside. So I think you maybe have a layup too. I think that is the third one.
7
Wow,
of 7 overall. Referring, of course,
Yeah,
to
this is shaping
Kaio
up to be-
Manfio of Flamengo.
Sí, mirá.
Went 7 of 7 the other night, as well as 3 of 3 from
Vamos en
2-point
cuatro
range.
bajo.
He hit 11 straight
Cuatro
three-pointers
bajo.
over the span of 3
Entonces,
games.
Lucho,
He hit his first 3 last night against Flamengo before missing his next 3.
Shea, vos ponele el pick.
Look at the
Quiero que
disparity
Luciano
on the
sea el
points in the
pasador.
paint. 30 to 10 in favor of
Juani,
Hebraica
Fede, está
Macabi.
por Juani. Fede,
I'm telling you,
viene acá con
they've only
Luciano
missed.
para poner acá.
It looks that
Cuando
they've only
Luciano
missed
la
4
pasa,
shots in the paint, and
se
2 of
mete a
those
tocar
were
acá para caer,
up
para
above the
correr.
block, so kind of, not
Yeah.
near the circle, or semi-circle, I suppose.
They've only missed 6 2-point shots overall. 19 of 25, 76%. It is absolutely as quiet as the moon in Ginásio Pedro Cal in Franca. These fans are absolutely stunned. Granted, the lead right now only 6. Another 3 up and good. Garcia again. He's got 11 and the lead back to 9. Dos Santos on the drive. He draws the foul. And if they called that on Franklin Hassel, that will be his third.
See Hassel's jersey? It would appear to be hot.
Well, don't forget it is summer in Brazil. Currently 75 degrees in Franca. 83% humidity. Ugh. Now an offensive foul. Hassel heads straight to the bench. They keep Hassel in there, yeah, because nope, he did check out. Nope, he did stay in. Still showing only 2 fouls on the live stat. Cross to Guillant. Guillant into the paint is passed too wide. A turnover by Franca. And that's turnover number 7. Hassel still showing only.
It seemed like he was telling his bench that he.
The offensive foul. Yeah, the offensive foul was on Federico Haller, not Hassel.
Right. Yeah, he was telling his coach, like, no, that foul wasn't on me. Like, leave me in.
Yeah. All right,
but
Brody.
at this point, yeah.
Clock down to 1.
Oh.
Gets fouled as he goes up for the last second shot.
That looked like a foul on first glimpse. That's why I said I gasped, because into the quarter, why are you fouling?
Yeah.
Definitely a foul.
So
you can't
foul
reach
on
across
Wesley
arms.
Pereira.
Can't reach across arms to get the ball. It's a foul.
Perody's free throw short. Perody ordinarily an 84% free throw shooter. 0.8 of a second to play in this second quarter.
And was that foul on Ferreira?
It was his first. Second one for Perody falls in. And from 3/4 court, off the shot clock and no good. So a stunner in dead silent Ginasio Pedro Cao in Franca as Hebraica Macabi leading Franca, the tournament favorite, by 8 points. Heading into halftime, 55-47. Hebraica again. Great offensive output in that second quarter, outscoring Franca 27-23. There's the shooting numbers we keep talking about. Hebraica Macabi, 76% from 2-point range.
And Garcia single-handedly brought that.
Three.
Garcia single-handedly made their three-point percentage respectable.
Yeah, he's 3 of 3. The rest of the team 1 of 9. Hebraica Macabi out-rebounding Franca to this point, 14-13. I mean, really, both teams are shooting very well. It's just that Hebraica is shooting a stunning percentage from 2-point range. Not a lot of free throw shot in this game either. Just 4 for Franca, 6 for Hebraica Macabi.
Yeah,
let's roll the highlights as we look at the individual numbers on this one. For Franca, Jonathan Dos Santos, 5 points. Wesley Ferrara has not scored, but he's got 3 rebounds. Charles Hinkle has not scored, but he's got 4 boards and 2 assists. Lucas Diaz, 11 first quarter points and then nothing after that. David Jackson, though, has picked up the slack for everybody. He's got 18 first half points, 7 of 7 shooting, 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. Marcio Santos, 10 points. Santiago Scala, 3 points, 4 assists. For Hebraica Macabi, Santiago Calimares, 2 points. Juan Ducase has 7 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. Brian Garcia, 11 points on 4 of 4 shooting, including, as we said just a moment ago, 3 of 3 from the arc. Luciano Perotti, 4 points, 3 assists. Jordan Williams, 4 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals. And what's going to happen if Jordan Williams gets going? Federico Haller, 2 points. Franklin Hassel leads all scorers with 19 first half points, 8 of 10 shooting. He has not taken a 3-point shot, as you would not expect. Hassel also with 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Ernesto Ogilvy, 6 points, playing with 3 fouls. So, comma, deep breath, comma. Hebraica Macabi on top at halftime, Andrew Hunt.
Oh, yes. Sorry, one thing this game looks awesome. But yes, they're on top, and the second half is going to be who can keep this up. Either Franca's going to keep doing what they're like you said, they're not slouching. They're scoring pretty well. Hebraica Macabi right now is just out of their head in the paint and from 2-point field goals, and doing better at 3-point field goals. So that's my key to the second half. Who can keep this up?
And, what we talked about was Hebraica Macabi. If you had told me that they were going to be leading by 8 at halftime, I would have thought they would have gone absolutely bonkers from 3-point range, 12 or 13 of, 14 or 15 from the arc. But that's not what they're doing. They're doing it all from 2-point range, mostly inside. What they're doing, Andrew, is sustainable. So let's see if they can sustain it in the second half. Again, at halftime, Hebraica Macabi leading Franca 55-47. We are back with second half action live from Ginásio Pedro Cao in Franca, Brazil, in just a few moments.
Autística Nacional da Mulher. Então, algumas mulheres vão ganhar aqui ao todo, entregando rosas para todo mundo. E daqui a pouco ele vai na galera, hein? Uma salva de palmas de São Paulo, uma salva de palmas para a Unimed e a Santa Maria com a gente. E ó, o dono vai entregar aí, ó, rosas para vocês. Nós temos, obrigado, meninas. Nós temos rosas aqui. Daqui a pouco ele vai sair aí, ó, no meio da galera, vai pegar umas rosas para vocês, ok? Um oferecimento da Unimed há 52 anos cuidando de você, da sua saúde e competência, ok? É isso aí, galera. Ó, quem seguiu nas redes sociais, nós temos nessa Páscoa um ovo oficial do SESI Franca da Franca. Olha só que show, galera. Vendendo no portão 2, beleza? Então, já sabe aí aqui pedindo. Então, não é só as crianças que vão querer ovo de Páscoa nessa Páscoa. Um super ovo aqui, ó. O SESI Franca da Franca. Em parceria com o Colher de Pau, que trouxe essa novidade para você. Então, quem quiser já pode adquirir hoje, tá bom? Ali no portão 2, compre também junto com um óculos exclusivo do SESI Franca da Franca, galera. Então, não perca tempo, compre aí, ó, o seu ovo de Páscoa do SESI Franca da Franca. Beleza? E daqui a pouco a gente vai fazer o quiz para dar esse ovo de Páscoa aí para alguém. Beleza?
Welcome back to Ginásio Pedro Calm in Franca, Brazil for tonight's quarterfinal matchup between Franca and Hebraica Macabi. Franca, the heavy favorites in the game and the favorites to win the tournament, find themselves down by 8. And the block by Jordan Williams, not giving up defensively. Sends Marcio Santos to the floor. Alongside Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Fada. We're so glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from. Around the Americas or around the world, in the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel, as Jordan Williams commits his second foul. And are they going to review this for an unsportsmanlike?
I hope they don't. I thought it was a good play on the ball. I don't think
yeah, I did too.
Santos should have gone up a little bit stronger. I mean, he didn't. I think he was kind of going slow. He didn't expect anybody to run back on defense.
Let's get a look at it here. Yeah, he did kind of go up casually.
Because really, if he knew there was somebody coming, he would have gone on the right side. Williams was going over to the left.
I don't know. I think that's a clean foul.
To me, if you're going for the ball and you hit the ball and your follow through doesn't get a whole lot of body, like on that, it may have gotten his forearm, then it's hard for me to call that unsportsmanlike. Just a foul.
Yep, and they will not.
I like it.
Fans predictably.
These refs are doing a great job.
Predictably booing.
Ah.
I agree. Again, our officials tonight: Leonardo Salazar of Argentina, Cristian Dominguez of Mexico, and Franco Ronconi of Argentina. Santos to the free throw line. He's a 64% free throw shooter. Second offering up by Santos is good. Perotti into the front court to Ogilvy on the handoff to Ducasse. Now back to Hassel. Oh, beautiful find underneath to Ogilvy off the glass and in. Nice dish from Perotti. Ogilvy now with 8.
Keep it going.
Yep. Jackson for 3. No, finally missed. David Jackson had been 4 of 4 from three-point range to that point. Ogilvy working on Hinkle. And a foul before the shot. I'm going to say Jonathan Dos Santos committed the foul with his leg. Finally getting it in. Hassel scoring with the right hand. And the lead is 10. Biggest of the game for Hebraica. Previously, their biggest lead was 9. Franca's biggest lead was only 6. Now Franklin Hassel, this will be his third foul. As Santos goes back to the free throw line. First free throw up and good for Santos. If Hebraica holds on to win this game, we will have game 3 right back here tomorrow night, 6:40 p.m. local time, 4:40 p.m. Eastern time. That would be followed by game 2 of the Halcones Nacional series. As now Santos has 14 points. Nacional leading that series 1-0, but it moves to the home floor of Halcones in Salapa, 7:10 p.m. local, 8:10 Eastern.
So even if Franca
Jackson
wins, you can still tune in tomorrow for that game.
Yes. Now an offensive foul. That's on Ogilvy. And that's his 4th. So he's going to have a seat. I'm not sure what he was arguing about. He was clearly pushing. So Leonardo Zilberstein's going to leave Ogilvy in there. Ride him as much as he can. He's got 8 points. Santos comes up short.
Yeah, he would have more points if it weren't for foul trouble in the first half.
Well, he scores right there. As Hinkle answers at the other end, hitting the three-pointer, his first 3 points of the game. Barodi to his left, patient. Ogilvy jousting with Scala. Here comes the help. Ogilvy spins toward the baseline and hits again. Ogilvy now with 12. So good decision by Zilberstein to leave him in there. Williams pulls that rebound down, and Hebraica with a chance to get it up over 10 points on this possession. Hassel, the beautiful feed to Williams. Underneath, spins it off the glass and in. Biggest lead of the game for Hebraica Macabi, 65-54.
And I think all their third quarter points are from the paint. Thus far.
Jackson gets the offensive rebound, puts it back up and in. Jackson now with 20. Ogilvy takes it all the way himself and draws the foul. Ernesto Ogilvy playing like a man possessed since drawing that 4th foul.
So let me get some scores in here before I gotta go.
Yeah.
If he's playing right now with 4 fouls and he doesn't foul out of this game, I'm going to be amazed. I could not play 16 minutes of basketball without a foul, which he probably won't play the whole 16 minutes, but however much time he plays, he's already been playing a couple minutes with the 2 fouls or 4 fouls.
Yeah.
Rather.
So he completes the 3-point play. The lead is 12.
Franca's looking sloppy.
Very uncharacteristic. Hassel loses it on the way up, gets it back. Ogilvy for 3.
Go ahead, Ogilvy.
Yes! Ernesto Ogilvy! And Elenio Garcia wants timeout. Ogilvy now with 18 points. The lead is up to 15 for Hebraica Macabi, 71-56.
Não. Nós vamos fazer aqui.
Ogilvy's on borrowed time.
Ei,
He's
lá
throwing
nós
everything
temos
up.
que jogar. No
Well,
ataque,
he's
nós
making the
temos
most
que
of it,
jogar.
that's for
Bloqueia,
sure.
rola, se trocar a bola embaixo, machuca os
He
caras.
says, I need a stat line good enough for a whole game because I'm probably only going to play 3 quarters. Or
Tem 3 faltas.
probably 2. He didn't really play much in the
Passa,
second.
ataque,
Let's look. They say he's got
Since
11,
Ernesto Ogilvy,
11:53 right now.
No paróide.
Since Ernesto
E no
Ogilvy
americano, nós vamos dobrar.
committed
No,
the
nos
foul,
outros, nós vamos em false step dentro. False step dentro.
at
He's
the
got 8, doesn't he?
8:19 mark,
Atacou, entra na frente. Nos dois,
He's
no
got
americano.
2,
E no
4,
paróide nós vamos dobrar. Muito jogo.
6, 7, 10. He's got 10 points.
Yeah, because he
in
got
the last
a
2
3 and a
minutes and
3-point
20
play.
seconds.
Right. And then also before his foul, I believe he got the first bucket, a little cutter to the rim for a wide open layup.
And again, Gimnasio Pedro Caon, with the exception of public address, dead quiet in here. They can't believe what they're seeing. And now a foul away from the ball. Ooh, is that going to be on Franklin Hassel? No, it's going to be on Juan Ducase. That's his second. That would have been the 4th on Hassel.
Ogilvy did sit down, by the way. And this is a situation, if you're anywhere close to Hassel and a foul is called, you raise your hand. You say, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That was me. I fouled him.
Scala misses the 3-pointer. Jackson, another offensive rebound. Oh, beg your pardon. That was Ferreira on the rebound. Now Diaz for 3. That misses. Franca's shooting percentage plummeting from 3-point range. They're now down to 44%, 11 of 25. They came into the second half 10 of 19 for 53%.
Hebraica is
They're
making
one
me
of
so
6
proud right
from
now.
the arc.
I mentioned somebody would keep things up, but the other would not. And shooting, baskets, this close to the bucket, as
Diaz gets
blocked.
stuffed. Juan Ducase on that block. Parodi over to Ducase. Now Hassel. Was that a pass?
Oh.
Or was that a shot?
It
Jordan
was
Williams
not.
caught that as if it were a pass. Yeah, I didn't think that was a pass. Now down to Jackson. He gets it to Wesley Ferreira, and now he's got 2 points. Parodi left all alone. The high floater over Diaz wouldn't go. Diaz for 3 again. Splash! Diaz finally gives the crowd something to cheer about and cuts the lead down to 10. And now Leonardo Zilberstein wants timeout. Diaz up to 14 points. He had not scored, Andrew, since the first quarter.
Yeah, he was noticeably absent in the second quarter, but they definitely want him to get going if they have any chance at coming back here. And we're getting kind of to the danger zone where they need to get something going pretty quick here.
Still 14 minutes of basketball left and a 10-point deficit for Franca. Ordinarily shouldn't be ain't nothing but a thing, but Hebraica Macabi, they are still shooting over 70% from 2-point range. Overall, 67%.
Que lo podemos hacer para que vos quedarte o poste, ¿está claro? ¡Ey! Son 10 puntos, seguimos nosotros, ¿eh? Vamos, seguimos ganando nosotros,
If Hebraica is able to hold on, this would be just the second loss in the tournament for Franca. Remember, they lost in overtime to Obras 97-96 in the group phase, but have since ripped off 2 straight impressive wins.
This is tough for Franca because what you don't want to do is say, man, I really need to score points right now and like try to score. You want to just get the baskets as they come. So we'll see here. They're a good team that should be able to do that mentally. Look at Hassel.
Hassel, the offensive rebound, the putback, and the foul. So Hassel will go to the free throw line. Hassel 3 of 3 from the stripe in this game. Came into this one an 83% free throw shooter. The foul was on Wesley Ferreira. Hassel books the first. Hassel has 4 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and a block, in addition to his now 23 points. Lead back to 12. That 3 is up and good. Santiago Scala. Let's lead back into single digits. Rodi draws the foul, and the fans wanted a charge. Let's get a look at it again.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Well, it's obviously not happening now. The call's already been made, but
yeah, that's a great replay. Absolutely fouls on the defender. He moved right into it. So the third foul.
That's even more significant because if that was a charge, that's a night for Ogilvy.
Yeah. And this is the first free throw. Fans cheer and say, "Ball don't lie." Ogilvy hits the second. Lead back to 10.
Tells a half truth.
One out of 2. That ball went off of Jordan Williams' backside. Franca retains possession. And Jackson, wow! David Jackson. He is single-handedly keeping Franca in this game. Ogilvy on the drive around Diaz, but turns it over.
Oh boy, just a couple plays is all we need for this crowd to come alive.
And if Diaz had hit that 3, it sure would have. Franklin Hassel pulls down that loose ball, and Jackson furious with himself for not being able to grab it. Ogilvy right side. Thought about the 3, now drives on Diaz, goes reverse. It will not fall in. Diaz grabs the rebound. Just the 3rd board for Lucas Diaz. Now Jackson for 3. No. So Jackson stays on 22 points. Morris very nearly turned that over. The fans wanted it, but it wasn't really that close. Now Hassel missing with the left hand, getting his own offensive rebound, going up and putting it back in. Franklin Hassel now 25 points.
Call that 2 for $1, Craig.
Nice little Guillaume double clutches, misses the 3-pointer. Coming up on 90 seconds to play 3rd quarter. Aldemarez gets it out to Hassel. Hassel from 17. No, won't fall in.
Don't like that.
Scala, left side. Now across to Diaz. He drives.
Oh.
Yeah. A tip dunk by Diaz, although I'm not sure he got a lot of ball on that.
I was saying, I don't think he needed to. I feel like he just kind of grabbed the rim.
Yeah. Now by rule, is that a goal Oh, and that's complete fakery by Santiago Scala. Threw his head back. There was no contact there.
He got uppercut, Craig. Come on. He gave him the Mike Tyson, like just, duck, missed the shot and then came up with it. That's what happened. Is that Garcia for Hebraica Macabi?
I did not see. And honestly, I hope they review this. And if I'm right, and there was no contact made, and he just threw that head back and grabbed his face, he ought to be getting a tee for a flop, even though he didn't hit the deck.
Yeah, and for anybody viewing this that doesn't know me, I'm being sarcastic. I do not think there was any there was obviously contact with the basketball play, but later it looked as if he fell back from a punch, and that was not. Let's see, who is that? Is that was the guy involved right there? I can't tell if that's 10 or not. Garcia. Here we go.
Yeah, that's Garcia.
There we go. So he was the other person.
They are going to
involved.
review this. Let's see what happens.
Oh boy, this is going to be good.
Yep, they teed up Santiago Scala, and rightfully so. So there's Scala. He goes and rips the ball out of the hands of Garcia. Oh, yeah. Garcia didn't even raise his hands. Garcia.
Now, I don't think Garcia should get anything for that because he's holding the ball. Scala comes in and tries to rip it away from him and grab, gets in his jersey and everything.
I think I'm with you. I don't think Garcia should have even have had a foul there.
Let's see what happens here.
Diaz
tied
up with. I think that was Garcia again.
I think that was Garcia. Okay, that's who they called. I thought originally. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they called a foul on Diaz on that. I said that's Garcia keeping his arm in there, saying, "Look, he's grabbing me. He's grabbing me." Which I've seen that too. Some guys they wait for the defender to get into them, and then they kind of wrap their arm up underneath their kind of armpit or bicep there and pin it.
I used to love doing that, rushing the passer in football, especially when I was a little tired. I'd get outside the guy, and then with my left arm, I'd hook their left arm, and then I'd frantically begin waving my right arm so the officials would see it, and more times than not, they'll get a holding call. So the lead is 7, 76-69. And Haller the miss. And again, let's go back to that double technical. I can't tell you how impressed I am with Leonardo Salazar, Christian Dominguez, and Franco Ronconi getting together and getting that call correct. And teeing up Scala. Now Hinkle for three. That's good!
There it is. This crowd was waiting. You could feel it.
Lead down to 4. Brody off the glass and in draws the foul as well.
Quiet the crowd, Brody. You do not want to go into the quarter break letting this crowd have the last thing to cheer about for their team. Keep going. This is good. Now then they're going to have to sit and think about this possible three-point play. Great answer.
So 3 fouls now on Charles Hinkle. And Brody with a little bit of a flex job.
Did they call that on Hinkle?
Yeah. Brody completes the three-point play. And now from just outside half court, almost good.
All right, now that would have got him back up.
Yeah, it sure
the crowd,
would have.
I mean.
But going into the fourth quarter, Hebraica Macabi leading Franca 79-72. Franca outscored Hebraica Macabi in that third quarter, 25-24. Look at the shooting numbers. Franca down to 44% from the arc, 44% overall. Hebraica 61% overall. They're down to 66% from two-point range, 5 of 11 from 3. Rebounds about even. Hebraica 25-24 advantage there. Individually for Franca, Wesley Ferrara 2 points, 6 rebounds. Charles Hinkle 6 points, 4 boards. Marcio Santos 14 points. Lucas Diaz heated up in that third quarter after being silent in that second. He's got 17 now with 4 rebounds. He's also got 3 fouls, so keep an eye on that. Jonathan Dos Santos, 5 points. David Jackson, 22 on 9 of 11 shooting. He's 4 of 6 from three-point range. He's also got 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Santiago Scala, 6 points, 5 assists. For Hebraica Macabi, Juan Ducase, 7 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. He also has 2 blocks. Brian Garcia, 11 points. Federico Haller, 2. Luciano Perotti, 7 points, 6 dimes. Jordan Williams, 6 points, 8 rebounds. Santiago Calimares, 2 points. Franklin Hassel, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. His efficiency in this game, 33. Ernesto Ogilvy, 19 points, 2 rebounds, and he's playing with those 4 fouls. So on the floor to start the fourth quarter, it's going to be for Hebraica, Juan Ducase, Federico Haller, Ernesto Ogilvy with those 4 fouls, Luciano Perotti, and Jordan Williams. The starting 5 for Leonardo Silverstein. For Franca, Lucas Diaz, Wesley Ferreira, Eisler Giant, Charles Hinkle, and Santiago Scala. Scala gets it back outside, 3 on the way, no. Hassel the rebound. That's rebound number 7 for him. Ogilvy on the handoff to Ducase, now to Hassel. Back to Perotti. Hassel the lob inside to Williams. Back outside to Ducase for 3. Giant to Diaz. He left the defender clear, shot the 3 and missed. Perotti the rebound. Long baseball pass up ahead to Ducase, but nothing there.
And that's 2 times they've caused Diaz to not just get an open look. They run out at him, and he has to kind of side dribble there. So getting him out of his rhythm, I like it.
Perotti at the right elbow, behind the back pass, ill-advised into traffic. Oh, but great job getting back on defense. And an even better job by Lucas Diaz to go up and go over the defender and not commit the charge. Diaz now with 19. Franca back to within 5. Foul away from the ball.
Yeah, as he was bringing the ball up, something happened there. We'll see what they call it.
Hassel left it to Ducase. His pass intercepted by Diaz. 2 on 1. Countless scores. Franca to within 3. Leonardo Silverstein wants timeout. Santiago Scala.
Yeah, they're getting a crowd in this.
A 4-0 burst to start this fourth quarter. And now the crowd begins to make noise. Let's see what kind of poise Hebraica Macabi has. And for Leonardo Silverstein, Andrew, what are you telling your team in the huddle at this point?
Yeah, Macabi, they might be running out of gas here, but we got to just keep doing what we're doing. We're a little bit of a dry spell. We got to get that ball back inside, and I say go back to scoring in the paint. We had that last kick out for a 3, and he missed. Stick with what's been working. It's worked for 3 and some change quarters. Keep going. You got Ogilvy and Hassel both in there still, so get them the ball down low. Williams too, down low, can do something with it.
Jay.
Stick to what got us here.
Para Jay. Vengo, Mauro. Vos salís primero. Vengo. Si no tenés pase acá, te vas y viene él. Mauro, Jay, Frank, acá. Poste, poste.
Biggest players have come to play
Hey,
in this big game.
son 3 puntos
Diaz
arriba.
with 19, David Jackson 22, Franklin Hassel 25, Ernesto Ogilvy 19.
Yeah,
What a great
regardless
job
of
by
outcome.
Luke Diaz there to avoid that charge.
Regardless of outcome on this has been one of our better games. Potentially, I mean, there's still some time left, but might be the best. That Nacional Halcones game, that was pretty good. So this has got to be second to that at least.
Well, don't forget we
got
had the
8 minutes
overtime
to beat
game
that
between
game.
Obras and Franca. This would be definitely
Well, yeah,
top
if we go
5,
back-
not top 3. Williams, the jumper in the lane.
I was confining only the quarters. If we go back further, then I may need to expand my list.
.740 to play, fourth quarter. Dion swings it right side. Scala thought about the 3. Now Ferrara missing the 3-pointer. Ogilvy the rebound. Parodi high off the
there we
glass
go.
and in. Lead back to 7.
Oh,
Parodi gets the offense, sets up, jacks the 3 and misses. Hinkle the rebound. I like that shot, though. You stay aggressive. It was open. It was a good look. And it's going to stay with Franca. Leonardo Zilberstein looks as tired as his players on the floor.
yeah.
And
Let's
Andrew, we
I
talked
know
in the open about how Hebraica had to play nearly a perfect game. And with the exception of having 11 turnovers, they really have just about played the perfect game. And Lucas
right.
Diaz,
That's why I said.
did he just
with
get
a
Ogilvy
perfect-
out of the game?
Ooh. Yeah, it would
And
appear so.
Ernesto Ogilvy's night is done.
If you look at your minutes here too for Hebraica, these guys are logging a lot of minutes. You've only got, really because of Ogilvy's absence is the only reason that you have a couple of guys with quite a bit more minutes than what I think they would have if he wasn't in foul trouble early.
Both Hassel and Williams over 30 minutes in this game.
Haller was a guy that I think got in because Ogilvy was out. I think Haller was in, and he did okay with his minutes. Be happy with his effort.
Garcia for 3. Yes!
There we
Brian
go.
Garcia.
Man, they just need to survive a little while longer.
The lead back to 8. Garcia now with 14. Inside 6 minutes to play. Great defense by Franklin Hassel to force the miss.
I don't know why Diaz with a not a mismatch exactly, but I just thought he had a more favorable matchup than for. Oh, I thought I heard a whistle. My bad.
I did too. Perotti to Hassel. Long baseline jumper, no good, but a foul call. That's going to be on Wesley Ferreira. And that'll be his 4th. Boy, why do you foul Franklin Hassel that far away from the bucket?
Yeah, on the offensive side of things, Ferreira against Hassel or Diaz against anybody but Hassel, and Ogilvy's out of the game. I'm taking Diaz. And he started to back down. I don't know why he didn't just kind of, you know, I guess maybe he was trying to look for a better shot, but you're my stud player at this point. I'm going to be okay with him, you know, dipping that right shoulder and going over that little fade he likes to do. I would have taken that shot on the last possession rather than, you know, Hassel's pretty formative down there on the block, even with his, well now, does he still have 3? He's not necessarily in foul trouble at this point with 5 minutes
He's
left.
only got 3 fouls.
Yeah, he's been super careful. I forget, we were somewhat confused. Did he pick up the 3rd and the 2nd quarter, or we ended up that was somebody else's foul?
He did not. That was
okay. So Ogilvy was in foul trouble most of the time.
Ogilvy did commit that 4th foul halfway, maybe 4 minutes into the 3rd quarter. And he lasted to the 5 minutes left in the game.
Well, what do we say? He scored 10, 12 points?
Now. Yeah, he scored 12 points in 2 minutes, or 10 points in 2 minutes and 20 seconds after picking up his 4th foul.
I'll take the 4 fouls if that's what it leads to.
Yeah. So as far as foul trouble with players remaining in the game, Lucas Diaz 3, David Jackson 3, Santiago Scala 3, Wesley Ferreira has 4 for Franca. For Hebraica Macabi, Van Ducase 3. I beg your pardon. Brian Garcia with 3. Hassel with 3. And Ogilvy, of course, out with 5. So Hassel to the free throw line. He's 5 of 5 from the stripe tonight. And as I say that, he misses the first one.
You lost the game for us, Craig. Thanks.
Yep. Sorry, Mr. Hassel. That's them both. So the lead stays at 8. What a game by Franklin Hassel. From Chesapeake, Virginia. Played collegiately at Old Dominion. And a foul now on Juan Ducase in that restricted area. That'll be his 3rd.
Now, see here, maybe we'll see it on the replay. No, we don't. Well, I want to see this foul first. Oh.
I'm not sure
His
about
feet
that.
are outside.
Either you call the technical for the flop because you don't feel there was adequate contact, or you call the offensive player for the charge there. I don't see how that's a defensive foul.
The only thing I can think is if they felt he moved into that position like he had just gotten, you know, which I
don't know.
It sounds like both of us don't think that's the case. Right.
Yeah.
But what led to that play, Diaz rolls towards the basket and realizes he has Hassel. He goes away to the opposite side, the right side of the floor, if you're looking at the basket. And he kind of points over there to Santos and says, go ahead and give him the ball, because now he's up against, who's the defender here? Give me a moment. It was Ducase, correct? They got the foul?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second free throw missed, so the lead stays at 7. Williams takes it himself, draws the foul, and then gets the shot blocked, so he'll go to the free throw line for a pair. Looks like David Jackson's going to be guilty of that foul, and that'll be his 4th. And if Franca loses David Jackson, not to say that Franca doesn't have any other weapons, because clearly they do, but that takes out their leading scorer, at least in this game. So Williams to the free throw line. He leads the tournament in free throw shooting at 94%. Hits the first.
I'm going to get Diaz involved in some pick and rolls. Obviously, if Hassel's not guarding him, I'm giving him the ball in the post. But bring Hassel out there, who also has 3 fouls, you know, so he's got to kind of watch what he's doing. Now, let's see here what we do.
Lead us back to 9. Now Williams commits the foul. That's his second.
Now, even on that, to me, that handoff like that is the same as a pick and roll. So instead of the guard dribbling off the screen, he comes to the screen for a handoff. Same action can occur.
Quick move by Hinkle, baseline jumper. No, but there for the putback. And doing chin-ups is Marcio Santos, trying to get this crowd back into it. He's got 17, and the lead is down to 7.
They need a stop. Need a stop here. Go ahead, Hassel.
Hassel driving on Santos. With the left hand, no. Lucas Diaz the rebound.
That's exactly what I wanted if I'm Hebraica, though. You're in this game because of him. That's exactly what I did not want if I'm Franca.
Hebraica Macabi the rebound. Brody now with 4 minutes to play and a 7-point lead. Ducasse left side. 3-pointer up short. Ducasse forces the miss.
Slow down. There we go.
The transition opportunity for Franca.
Ooh,
Kick
dangerous.
Bounds. It'll stay with Hebraica.
Yeah, we're at the point now that the clock is Hebraica's friend. They want long possessions.
And it looks like they're going to go to a review. This is one of those situations where if you're Hebraica, this 7-point lead feels like it's about half a point.
I feel like they could. Yeah, I feel like they could get it back in one possession. Like,
and yeah,
one turnover,
and
and my 7-point lead's gone.
And then there's times when you're down by 7, and it feels like it's a 20-point deficit. Ooh, I think that went off of Peroti's foot. Let's get a look. See if we can see it a little bit closer. Yeah, I didn't see that come into contact with a Franca player. Do you?
I think Jackson tips it. Now whether it goes, let's see here, whether it goes back off of Perotti.
Oh yeah,
there's the tip. Looks like Peroti's leg.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see the Jackson tip. I was just watching the feet, but yeah, he absolutely tips the ball, and it goes off of Peroti's foot. There's the tip.
Right there.
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Looked like there might have been some daylight in there. Let's see if we can see it.
You can see here.
Maybe off the ankle.
This is a trap by Diaz and Jackson. Why Perotti dribbled into that? I do not understand. He's trying to slow the ball down and bring it back out. So you either got to hit that baseline and run all the way through to the other side. Steve Nash was a guy that used to do that all the time. Or dribble hard and retreat back outside to the way you just came. He just kind of went right into the trap and let him get him.
3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Hinkle, and now a whistle away from the ball as Williams and Jackson were jostling. Presumably they will call that on Williams, and they will. That's his third. Oh, and there's the throw of the head back by David Jackson for good measure. And if you've been following us this tournament, you know how much I absolutely despise that.
We have this a lot, and maybe it's more with Franca games, but towards the end we just get so many of these fouls, and I just wonder. The easy explanation is people are tired, and it's harder to play defense. People are running at you. You don't want to give up a basket too. That's kind of the other second part of that. It's the end of the game. It's clutch time. I can't let easy baskets get by me, and I might be tired. But we just end up with we get a lot of whistled fouls here. Really, I don't know who this benefits right now. If we kind of slow the game down, maybe Hebraica is better because, you know, the crowd can kind of, it's hard for them to get going if we're always stopping the ball.
Jackson hits the first free throw. The foul is on Juan Ducase. That was his 4th. Jackson hits both, and the lead's down to 5. Jackson now with 24, one shy of Franklin Hassel for game-high honors. Ducase to Williams. He launches the three-pointer, and that's good! Oh. Jordan Williams with church bells.
Ice water.
Hinkle fades away in the lane, no good. That ball goes out of bounds off of Ducase. That'll be Franca ball.
That's, man, that was a big time shot.
Jordan Williams. He's got 13 now. He was 0 for 3 from the arc before that shot. And that was a contested field goal. He's got a double-double now. 13 points, 10 boards. Jackson missed. Hassel the rebound. Boy, and you could feel after that three-pointer that the air just got sucked out of this gym.
When he shot that shot, I said that you're going to kill your team or be a hero. Oh, no.
Hassel turns it over. And an easy bucket for Lucas Diaz. Diaz now with 21.
Diaz wants the pressure, too.
Hassel now a double-double, 25 points, 10 rebounds.
Now remember, if you count that turnover by Hassel, and I think it was the first quarter, I added up 3 turnovers that were just simple mistakes. One of those also by Hassel, passed out. That's what I said. That's 4 possessions you had. Even if you only get 1 basket out of that, that's 2 points that you could add to your total right now. These are the types of things I think of when I'm playing a team like Franca and see how close it is. Those unforced errors.
If you look at points off turnover, Franca has 15 points off turnover to just 9 for Hebraica. Garcia to his left. Tried to get it to Hassel through traffic, wouldn't go. Inside 2 minutes to play. Franca trailing by 6. Hinkle, open 3.
Big shot.
That's good! Charles Hinkle gets the lead back down to 3, and Leonardo Silverstein wants timeout. Here. Jordan Williams followed by Charles Hinkle. And this time out, maybe
Craig.
more about rest than strategy.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say, if it weren't for these guys being tired, I don't know that I would have taken a timeout there. I would have liked to just push the ball back, but if these guys are obviously tired, it's a good timeout. But yeah, I'd be inclined, if we didn't need the rest, let's just go try to squelch that momentum with a quick look at the other end where we can get a basket.
Tenés un aclarado solo, 1 contra 1. ¿Está claro?
Franca has cooled off dramatically from three-point range in the second half. They were 53% in the first half, 10 of 19. They're now at 39%, 15 of 38. So 5 of 19 from three-point range in the second half for Franca. Hebraica overall, they're down to 59%, down to 66% from 2-point range. They've come up to 41% from 3-point range, 7 of 17.
Well, and they were 19 of 25 two-pointers in the first half. They've only made 10 two-pointers in the second half and shot whatever 44 minus 25 is, 19. 10 of 19.
Still pretty good.
Which I said is a good percentage, but it's just
not a great shot there by Parodi. Parodi gets knocked down. The official says play on. And Franca to within 1. Santiago Scala now with 10. Parodi went hard into the screen at the other end. Another three up and good. Juan Ducasse. Big smile on his face. Gets his team back up by 4 with 1 minute to play.
He's like, I don't know what's going on either. I just threw it up there. Whatever. There we go.
Hassel the rebound, and now Hebraica.
That could do it right there.
Franca Franca with a couple of fouls to give. As Santos just bowls over Parodi. That's his third foul, and I think this is more of a rest for Parodi than recovering from contact. Luciano Parodi, 33 minutes in this game. Franklin Hassel, 36. Jordan Williams, 36. Juan Ducasse, 31. Nobody over 30 for Franca. Not to say that the guys on Franca aren't gassed as well. They've been playing equally as hard. And do we have a review here? Yeah, they're going to look at this.
Nah, I don't. It's good that they're going to look at it, but I just common foul.
Well, we don't know exactly what they're looking at. We don't. Was the foul?
Or
was the foul here? Oh, so he slipped. Yeah, he initially slipped. Santiago Scala made some contact, but I don't think enough for a foul right there. Then Parodi, trying to regain his footing, gets plowed over by Santos.
It's either way. If they want to call that foul on Scala, okay. Santos is coming up because the ball is kind of loose here, so he's going for what was a loose ball, and then just runs into the player. Parodi keeps possession, so the foul's on one of the two.
I think it's going to be on Scala because the official had his hand up really before.
And that's the other thing, too. If the foul's on Scala, you can't have the foul on Santos because, the play's dead at that point.
Right.
Unless he did something, of a flagrant nature, which he did not.
Now, they whistled a foul, and they signaled possession, but I didn't see them hold up a number for the foul. So it is going to be on Santos.
I think maybe you would have rather it been on Scala. Let's see here.
At this point, I don't think it matters terribly much.
Yeah, they both have 3. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In that case, I probably would want it to be on Santos. So now they both have a foul to give.
Ducasse, cross court to Williams. Oh, and he draws the foul. And Elinio Garcia did not like that at all. That foul was on Dos Santos. That's just his second, but that's going to put Williams on the line. Even if he makes both free throws, it'll still just be a 2-possession game.
Right, yeah, it's Williams 2 scores no matter how you look at it.
Tournament in free throw shooting, 93.8%.
Now the The only difference this makes is you need to shoot 3-pointers and potentially foul, whereas before you had, maybe you could just get the easy 2 and see what happens. But, strategy time.
Well, 3-pointers for Franca are, if it's somebody like Lucas Diaz shooting there, it's just about as likely to go in as a 2-pointer. But if you look up and down Franca's roster, Santos, a 50% free throw shooter, Scala, or rather 3-point shooter, Scala, 44%, Diaz, 46%, Eisler Guillant, 42%, David Jackson, 40%.
And he's had the hot hand in it.
35%. Yeah.
And Henkel just made a big-time bucket, a couple minutes ago, so.
Saída pro corner. Banda, você desce, segura o seu homem do Lucas. O Lucas vai sair para esse chute aqui.
I don't know if I just see if they'll real quick give me a bucket and try to foul him.
Banda pega você, você sai para 3 pontos.
I think you got to try to go for 3. You've got 30 seconds is right there. Where
oh yeah, absolutely. I think you got to go for 3.
You should have
Hebraica,
2 and. Yeah, go ahead.
If I'm Hebraica, I'm not too worried about getting aggressive on running out on a 3-point shooter. Because if you
absolutely don't want to foul, stay on your feet.
But if you commit the foul, they have to make 3 shots to get 3 points. Rather than giving him an open look at 3, run out at the guy, and if you commit the foul, you commit the foul. You don't want to give up a 4-point play.
Right. Which is why I say just
foul the guy. Make sure he doesn't get the shot off.
Sure.
So here comes Scala. There's the 3-point attempt. Short. Scala the putback off the window and in. 22 seconds to play. Here's the press by Franca. And the foul.
And what I was going to say, with 30 seconds left, you see that possession, which was a shot and a putback, was 10 seconds. So when we were talking with 30, I said you have 2, possibly 3 possessions left if you're Franca, if you shoot and then foul. And that would seem to stand true that they may have 3 possessions, now 2, but from the 30-second mark, still 3. But in this case, with the putback being a 2, if he makes this free throw, we're right back where we started. Still you have to make 2 3-pointers and hope they don't score.
First free throw
Breck in the driver's seat.
For Garcia was good. He's got 1 more. Splashes the second. And it's back to 6 with 20.8 to play.
All they got to do is hit their free throws, and they win.
Yeah. Scala misses from 3. Defensive rebound for Hebraica. And Zilberstein, Coach Leonardo Zilberstein, celebrating on the sideline, as Hebraica has played nearly the perfect game. And with 9 seconds to play, they should be able to close out Franca from the free throw line here. Jordan Williams from the free throw line tonight, 4 of 4. Make it 5 of 5. And now
he was nervous about that one.
With 9 seconds left.
Yeah, it's over now. If he missed both free throws, I'm a little worried. But if he makes these 2, I don't even have to play defense at this point. There's not enough time.
They give Hinkle the layup, and with 3.3 to play, Hebraica Macabi has pulled off the nearly impossible, defeating Franca on their home court, scoring 100, nearly 30 points over their per-game average. And Hebraica lives to fight another day, 100-94 the final. And we will have Game 3 in this series tomorrow, right back here at Ginásio Pedro Calm in Franca. 6:40 p.m. local time, 4:40 p.m. Eastern time. We will have that one for you. Andrew Hunt, what a game!
Yeah, we mentioned at the beginning. I'm eating my words right now. Here, let me. This is
you and me both.
Those are my words. I'm eating them. I'm eating them right now, and I'm happy to do so.
You and me both.
I did something I was right about is I said that I knew Hebraica Macabi would come out with effort. I didn't doubt their effort, and they sure proved me right on that one.
Those guys just have to be absolutely exhausted.
Now, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer because they just pulled out a great win, but you got to come back and do this tomorrow again after you just played your guts out tonight. I mean, that's tough.
Can you play 80 minutes of nearly perfect basketball?
Right. Yeah.
Wow, that was just tremendous.
That's
Andrew, Franca didn't play badly. Franca played very well. They got some huge shots down the stretch, especially from David Jackson. Wow.
Right, yeah,
all right, let's go over the individual numbers on this one. For Franca, Lucas Diaz, 21.6 rebounds. He also had 2 steals and 2 assists. As we roll the highlights, Charles Hinkle, 13 points, 5 boards. He also had 3 steals. David Jackson, 24 points on 9 of 12 shooting. He was 4 of 6 from three-point range. 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Only 2 turnovers. Marcio Santos, 17 points. Santiago Scala, 12 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. Jonathan Dos Santos, 5 points. Wesley Ferreira, 2 points, 7 rebounds. For Hebraica Macabi, everyone who, well, no, not everyone who played in the game scored. Lautaro Viatri did not score, but Juan Ducase, 10 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, 2 block shots. Brian Garcia, and they needed a guy like Garcia off the bench to have a game like this. 16 points on 5 of 6 shooting, 4 of 5 from the arc. Franklin Hassel, 25 points, 11 boards, 6 assists. Perotti, 9 points, 8 dimes. Jordan Williams, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Calimaris had 2, Haller 2, and Ernesto Ogilvy, 19 points before fouling out. For my partner, Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Feda. We will see you right back here tomorrow, first of 2 games. The second one will be game 2 between Halcones de Salapa and Nacional. Thanks for watching, everybody, and so long for now.